am not even joking right now. This whole plasma storyline on Beyond the Gates is turning into one giant ticking time bomb, and I feel like every single character is standing on the edge of disaster while pretending everything is fine. Like, how are they all still walking around casually when the walls are clearly closing in? Because let me tell you something, the second Randy started digging deeper into Smitty's investigation, I already knew this was going to spiral into absolute chaos. And now, we've reached that dangerous point where secrets are crossing over, investigations are overlapping, people are lying to protect other lies, and honestly, I can barely keep my emotions together watching this unfold. So let's break this down, because OH, my God, at first everything seemed almost manageable. Randy gets the investigation results about Smitty, and Joey is standing there with that same cold expression that honestly scares me more every episode. Like, why does Joey always look like he already knows 10 steps ahead of everyone else? It's unsettling. Randy thinks Smitty is secretly meeting some guy named Rashad. He investigates Rashad, finds out the man has a wife and kids, and Rashad admits he's been there a few times. And Randy somehow is not immediately suspicious because he assumes some people just go there to hit punching bags or blow off steam or whatever. Sir, please. I'm sitting there screaming at my screen because we know that's not the full story. Joey also seems unconvinced that there's anything deeper going on at first. But the thing that makes this entire situation so good is that the audience already senses the truth bubbling underneath everything. Because the real twist, the Rashad Randy investigated isn't even the right person. Jacob stole Rashad's name to go undercover. I lost my mind. That is exactly the kind of soap opera chaos I live for. The layers, the deception, the fact that one wrong assumption could destroy everything. And here's where it gets even worse. Randy has video footage of Smitty being followed, but he hasn't watched it yet. Do you understand how dangerous that is? Because the second he watches that footage, there's a huge possibility he's going to notice Grayson showing up at the motel and walking into the exact same room where Smitty met Rashad. If that happens, oh, it's over. Done. Finished. The entire undercover operation starts collapsing immediately. And honestly, I'm terrified because this show has been building tension around Grayson for so long now. Every time his name comes up, I feel nervous. Anybody else feel that way? Like the writers are constantly dangling him over a cliff, and we're just waiting to see if he falls. Meanwhile, Smitty and Jacob finally realize they're getting too reckless. The motel meetings were already risky enough, but now they know people are noticing patterns. Smitty straight up tells Jacob that Joey has been paying attention and suspects he's involved in something secret, which is bad enough. But then Elon gets involved, and oh my God, this man is making everything worse. I need to rant about this because I genuinely think Elon is becoming one of the biggest liabilities in the entire plasma storyline. Jacob informs Elon that Leah is working as an informant inside the hospital and is connected to plasma. He also explains that Joey's interference is making the undercover operation harder. So Elon warns Joey to back off. And I'm sorry, but why would you do that? Why would you basically confirm that something suspicious is happening? The moment Elon stepped in, Joey instantly started putting pieces together. Joey realizes Smitty and Jacob are probably working together investigating plasma, and now the danger level has skyrocketed. This is exactly why I think Jacob should have handled everything alone. I said what I said. Every time Elon gets information, somehow the situation becomes messier. The undercover operation was supposed to stay hidden, but now too many people know fragments of the truth. And fragments are enough to kill an operation like this. Not only is Jacob in danger now, but Smitty and Ashley are getting dragged into the fire too. That's the part stressing me out the most. Because Smitty deciding to investigate Leah through Nicole, that already felt risky. He tells Jacob he wants to learn more about Leah by talking to Nicole. Jacob agrees, but clearly doesn't expect much progress. Then Smitty goes looking for Nicole, and she's gone with Carlton. The timing in this show is insane sometimes. Every door closes right before somebody gets answers. But then Ashley signals for Smitty to come into Nicole's office, and suddenly we get one of the best scenes in this entire storyline. Ashley immediately confronts Smitty about breaking into Nicole's computer, and honestly, good for her. I actually loved Ashley in this moment because she wasn't passive, she wasn't scared, she went straight into interrogation mode. She threatens to tell Martin if Smitty doesn't explain himself. And for a second, I genuinely thought the entire thing was about to explode right there. But instead, they start telling each other the truth. And I was sitting there like, wait, hold on, this is huge. Ashley reveals that Leah threatened her and that she believes Leah is manipulating Grayson behind the scenes. Smitty records everything Ashley knows, and suddenly the investigation gets an entirely new layer. And then comes the bombshell. Leah successfully got Grayson hired at Leslie's new clinic. Excuse me? That detail changes everything because now Plasma's influence is potentially spreading directly into Leslie's clinic. And I'm sorry, but that makes my skin crawl a little because it means this thing is no longer operating from the shadows, only it's embedding itself into legitimate spaces. That's terrifying. And this is where the show gets really smart, in my opinion, because the information exchange between Ashley and Smitty feels like progress. As viewers, we're excited because finally pieces are connecting. Finally, somebody is talking openly. Finally, the investigation is moving. But at the same time, it's also incredibly dangerous because if Randy saw Ashley and Smitty sneaking into Nicole's office together, that's another thread leading directly back to the investigation. And Randy IS still following Smitty under Joey's orders. That detail is haunting me. I can already imagine Randy replaying footage later and realizing Ashley was involved too. If Joey starts connecting Ashley, Smitty, Jacob, Grayson, Leah, and the clinic together, the entire chessboard changes overnight. And can we please talk about Joey for a second? Because this man is becoming genuinely terrifying to me. Elon's warning didn't intimidate him at all. Joey doesn't back down from anybody. And honestly, that confidence makes him more dangerous than any villain who openly threatens people. Joey stays calm. Joey watches. Joey waits. That is scary. The moment he realizes Jacob is undercover, I think he's going to completely shift the balance of power in the Plasma storyline. And here's the thing that frustrates me emotionally as someone who has been following this story for a while. I feel like the characters are starting to underestimate how interconnected everything has become. One tiny mistake now affects everybody. Jacob lies using Rashad's name. That affects Smitty. Smitty meets secretly at the motel. That affects Grayson. Ashley reveals information. That affects Nicole and Martin. Elon interferes. That affects the entire undercover operation. Leah manipulates Grayson. That affects Leslie's clinic. Everything is connected now. And honestly, I'm exhausted in the best way possible. This is the kind of soap storytelling I love because it feels chaotic but intentional at the same time. Every scene adds pressure. Every conversation creates another risk. Even the Max situation coming back up added another emotional layer. Ashley questioning Smitty about who attacked Max and whether Grayson could be responsible was so important because it shows Ashley is trying to reconcile the version of Grayson she feared with the version Smitty describes. And I actually loved Smitty defending Grayson. That surprised me emotionally. Because Smitty doesn't claim Grayson is innocent in life overall. He says Grayson is a good person dealing with serious trouble. That's such an important distinction. It humanizes Grayson again. Ashley clearly felt relieved hearing that Grayson might not be the monster she and Derek imagined, but you can also tell she's still deeply curious about him now. And honestly, same. Because Grayson feels like one of the most emotionally tragic pieces in this entire storyline. Everybody keeps talking about him, manipulating him, investigating him, protecting him, but I feel like we still haven't fully seen his perspective yet. And when that finally comes out, I think it's going to break people, especially if Plasma has been using him more deeply than we realize. At this point, I genuinely believe the Plasma storyline is entering its most dangerous phase yet. The investigation is uncovering more information, yes, and that's exciting. But the risk level is absolutely insane now. Too many people know too much. Too many secrets are overlapping. Too many characters are watching each other. And Joey is getting closer to the truth every single episode. That's the part that has me panicking, because once Joey fully understands what Jacob and Smitty are doing, I don't think he's going to simply interfere. I think he's going to detonate the entire situation. And the scariest part, I don't think Jacob realizes how exposed he already is.